A woman at a bar appears incredibly intoxicated, falling over in her seat and barely able to keep her head up when she is noticed by three average guys. One of them, played by Adam Brody, saunters over to her with, he tells himself the best of intentions, she is in trouble, he is a nice guy, and if he doesn't get her home safely, a bad guy may do something horrible to her. Something he would never do, of course. So he introduces himself to Cassie, who's clearly way too intoxicated to know what's going on. And of course, as she helps her get home, he suggests maybe that they go to his apartment first. Despite her being barely conscious, he starts to kiss her and then moves to the bed. And that's when he realizes that not only is she not drunk, but he is not really a nice guy. Cassie, the heroine of Emerald Fennell's ambitious debut project, has an interesting hobby. Dropping out of med school years ago after an undefined trauma involving her best friend Nina, she works at a coffee shop and entraps men at night who revealing that their own perception of their moral code is a form of denial. Fennell reveals what happened to Nina slowly in this movie, but it's clear she was a victim of not just one privileged man, but a system that protected the criminal over the victim. And she is trying to dismantle that system. One shitty guy at one time. Two events propel Cassie into rethinking her strategy. First, she reunites with an old classmate named Ryan, and the two starts dating. Burnham and Mulligan have solid chemistry, and Fennell doesn't rush their courtship, making it feel more genuine and believable that Cassie would let her guard down for the first time in a long time. However, Ryan also reveals that the man who sent Cassie on this spiral of grief and trauma is back in the United States after spending time in London. This spurs Cassie onto an endgame to her lessons about male privilege and moral authority, finally going after the people who helped destroy her best friend. Promising Young Woman is a tonal roller coaster, but that's part of the point. Trauma often makes for swings of mood and decision making, and Mulligan and Fennell never forget that Cassie is a traumatized person, taking out her pain on the patriarchal system that enabled it. It is a film about a woman searching for catharsis that she will simply never find. Look at the notebook with the names of the men she's taught a lesson, and there are dozens of them. And there is a sense that even going right to the people who caused this pain can only do so much, which is then enhanced by an intense final act. There are times when it feels like Fennell bit off a bit more than most debut writer do, but give me a young filmmaker who swings for the fences over one who plays it safe any day. Promising Young Woman is as confident as its protagonist, a film that's willing to be a little messy and inconsistent in a way that reflects Cassie's existence. She works in a coffee shop and has supportive parents, but every day is filled with the reminder of what she has lost. She sits at night looking at photos of her best friend when they were young. What's funny is that this probably all makes Promising Young Woman sound more intense than it actually is. Cassie is a really tough part, the kind that would have stymied other actresses into pushing into camp, and the kind of balancing act that people will underrate. I would rate this movie a 10 out of 10 this time because this movie surprised me as it appears so low-key and so intense and well crafted from inside. We don't get to see this kind of promising products and people these days, right? So go ahead guys, get your woman with you and sit down together and watch this. I'm sure you're gonna talk about this movie afterwards. Take care guys, see you around soon.